Hello, I'm Sophia Lou and welcome to my channel.
Hello guys and welcome to a very honest sketchbook tour. This is quite hard for me to show this material up on YouTube because a lot of the stuff that's in these sketchbooks is rough, it's raw and it's unfinished. The other sketchbooks that I have shown in the past up on YouTube have been very clean, they have had much cleaner work in them than this, and it's very difficult for me to show you this sort of vulnerable side of me. A lot of the stuff in these sketchbooks are rough, they're thumbnails, they're raw material, it's my workings out, it's my frustrations, it's pretty much me just taking a pen to paper and just getting out my ideas. There are a lot of thumbnail pieces in here, a lot of the stuff is illegible, it's not very clear to you, but it's clear to me because I understand exactly what's going on in there. So both of these sketchbooks, the first one is a Ryman Sketchbook. The Ryman Sketchbook is something I've used for quite a while. It's a cheap, happy sketchbook that I can do lots of rough material in and it doesn't cost me the earth. The second one is a Moleskin Art sketchbook, which I got on the recommendation of a lot of people, and I was severely disappointed with it. The reason why I was disappointed with it is because it's like £10 to £16 for the sketchbook, and it can handle pencil beautifully, coloured pencil beautifully. Any other medium, it buckled like crazy, it bled like crazy, and I was just like, for a sketchbook which costs quite a bit of money, I could have spent on mixed media paper and it would have done 10 times better, but I digress. This is more about what's in these sketchbooks currently. The reason why it is so hard for me to show you stuff that isn't clean is because I don't like to show that side of myself, but I think it's important to show your workings out, so to speak. I always have on the go several sketchbooks at once, and the reason being is because I work on several different things at once. I have my cleaner sketchbooks which have cleaner working, more realised ideas before I work on the final piece, or it'll have final pieces in them, and then I'll have my rough sketchbooks which will have almost like my workings out, my progress, my unsureness, and showing what my rough ideas are, and it all has notes in them. They're kind of almost like a personal diary in a way, and I think this is something that we don't tend to show of ourselves. These sketchbooks have a lot of unfinished, unraw, just very rough ideas, and some of them I really like, and I like to see my workings out. I like to see how I've developed my ideas, and other times I'm kind of ashamed of it, which is stupid. You should not be afraid to show your workings out. So I thought by showing these it would help people to understand that and not to be afraid to show rough work. In the end, as artists, we are always learning, we are always moving forward, we are always trying to better our work. And the only way you're going to do that is by practice, research, and like trying to dissect things and understand it. And I think this is what I tend to use my rougher sketchbooks for. I tend to use them for, well, basically workings out. And it's been quite hard for me to finish these sketchbooks because I didn't want to show them. And in particular this Ryman sketchbook, you'll notice that there's lots of empty space. There's lots of, there's quite a few empty pages in here, and then when I was flicking through it, I didn't even realise I'd left these empty pages. And it's kind of sad in a way that the sketchbook ended up being like that, but at the time I need it because it's there to work out my rough ideas. You'll notice that there's a lot of posing stuff in here, there's just lots of random doodles, some that I really like, some that I don't like. There's working out for sticker ideas, there's working out for character design stuff, and just in general, it's interesting to see a looser side of my work. And some of these sketches, as I said, are not legible at all, but to me they make sense. They are something that I can look back and go, oh, that's for that piece and this is for that piece. And so I kind of want to put this out there and say, one, don't be afraid of showing your messy / working outside. Your work is not going to be perfect straight away. Nothing you ever draw is going to be perfection straight away, and the only way we get better is by practice. I haven't really got live drawing lessons around me, so what I do instead is I do a lot of research online. I do a lot of study work of people's poses, of like people's faces and stuff, and I don't think I like to show that a lot on the YouTube channel, because it's kind of like showing, well, you're not cheating in a way, but you're showing out your like workings out and stuff. So I would like to also suggest as well, if like you're really struggling with your work and you don't want messy stuff in your sketchbook, you don't want to see unclean work in your sketchbook, I do actually highly recommend getting a second sketchbook and call this your rough sketchbook. Now, the reason why I'm saying that this is a realistic sketchbook tour, because in all honesty, this 9 times out of 10 when I'm doodling, this is what my stuff looks like. It's unfinished, it's unclean, it's working out. It's almost like showing your workings out when you're doing maths or science. Like, you're showing rough formulas to get to the final product. It's very interesting to see this side of artist sketchbook, and I feel like not a lot of artists do show this. From the videos I've watched on YouTube, I very rarely see people's extremely rough work. We always see clean, finished, polished work, and I think it genuinely is because it's hard to show this side to us. So some of the rough designs in these sketchbooks you are going to recognise, because they are rubber pieces. There is, going back quite a while now, some of these videos, but it's how I so basically when you're thumbnailing, your best idea is, you'll always have one idea that you stand out, but it's always good to thumbnail other ideas in case one better one comes up. And it's something that I've been doing for quite a while now, because I find that not only does it help speed up my work process, but it also helps me understand what looks good and what doesn't look good. There's also in here lots of me trying out different styles that I wouldn't normally do, and there is some really rough gesture practice where I will get a drawing and I'm only allowed to look at it for 30 seconds, quickly rough out the image and then go back onto the next one. And it's something that I used to do a lot when I was in university, and it's not something I do as much anymore, and it's something that I genuinely would like to practice. So this next one is the Moleskin Art Plus sketchbook, and this is a sketchbook that I personally genuinely did not get on with. A lot of these stickers that are in here are from convention artists that I've picked up from like several years. I think I can remember most of them. I'll try and list as many as I can in the description down below. But you'll notice like this sketchbook is a little bit cleaner than the other one, and it's just because with the other one, because I have such a limited space, I think it's A6, I was just using it to do very quick stuff. Whereas this one, I tried to do sketches a little bit cleaner so that I could show more gesture and understanding. There's also a lot of my D&D character in here as well, just because I tend to use this sketchbook when we're playing our D&D games. There's a lot of thumbnail in here, and it's, yet again, it is hard for me to show my workings out because it's not something I'm really happy with showing. There's also some marine prickle stuff in here, like my workings out, and it's the same with the previous sketchbook as well. And it's because while I'm working out the story and I've got a quick idea in my head, I want to quickly bash it out. There's some sketches in here and cleaner work that I like in here as well. Experimented with gouache, experimented with different pens, experimented with different colours, and this is what my rough sketchbooks are. They are there for me to bash out an idea, get a rough idea of what I want to do, and then like elaborate it in the future. Because sometimes you have so many ideas you cannot physically bring them all to light at once. So I tend to have this sketchbook on me at all times so that I could just pick it out, bash out an idea and then put it down to one side, and then when I look through my sketchbooks, or if I need an idea, I could just like quickly flick through them and then go, okay, I will use this one as well. And so there'll be a few pieces in here that may be for future videos, maybe I'll use them for future pieces. There's also like some workings out for like secret projects. That page in particular that we've just gone past was for a collaboration project with some art friends, which the art book is currently up on my store envy as well. There's also like workings out of, and it's just silly doodles of while I'm watching stuff. I'll just grab my pencil and I'll just start doodling. There's also workings out for my halazine. There's just all sorts of material in here, and this is a side that I'm kind of uncomfortable with showing, but I feel like it needs to be shown. I've repeated this several times, but I genuinely do think it's important to show like sort of an unclean side to my work, because it shows my research, it shows my it shows me trying to apply myself and better my work, and I'm trying different materials. I am trying different things. There aren't a lot of doodles of men, but in my next rough sketchbook, that's what most of my sketchbook is going to be, and including backgrounds and all sorts, because I think it's important to do your research, and it's important to look at things and break them down and understand them. I hope kind of in a way that this sketchbook tour has helped. I want to show you that your sketches don't have to be clean. As long as you are researching and breaking down and understanding, your work is going to get better. Not everything is going to be perfect. My goodness, half of the stuff in these sketchbooks is so bad, but at the same time I can see where I was going at the time and how I can elaborate and bring out those ideas and make them better. So I kind of hope that this helps. So my tips are, if you are ever like feeling so much pressure, because I do as well, to make your sketchbooks clean, to make your sketchbooks perfect, they don't have to be perfect. If you feel like you want to keep one sketchbook clean, do what I do, get a rough sketchbook. These rough sketchbooks can be your ideas, they can be a mishmash of what you want to do, and you can elaborate on these in the future. You can make and grow these ideas, and that's what a sketchbook really is for. It's there for you to develop your ideas. So I really hope that this helps, and don't feel like everything you do is going to be perfection, because it's not going to be perfection. You have to work out, you have to understand, and you have to develop your ideas. And this is what I use my rough sketchbooks for. And honestly, they are more realistic than my clean sketchbooks. I like to show my clean sketchbooks because I think they're more appealing to show on YouTube, but at the same time, this is 9 times out of 10 what I end up doing, just picking up a sketchbook and doodling. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, comment down below on how your sketchbook is it clean or rough or messy. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and as always folks, stay creative.